Welcome to my video. The updated primary trade lines list. How to build your file for a path from $1 to $3 million. That is a path. If you follow the path, I will lead you all the way through personal, hardcore, and then into corporate. $1 to $3 million lines of credit and loans. None of this baby credit card crap. None of this bubblegum robbery machine credit card Kool-Aid education with Mick videos 24/7 all over the internet about every little trinket, little baby credit card for your business on your business. Now, that being said, we might as well go right into the business part of it. The rules for business, since everybody has to think you have to have business right away with bad credit, is first, don't even get any business when you have bad credit. The minimum score to even start doing business is 730 FICO with big accounts. But all you folks out there never do that. You don't care. It doesn't matter. And you call me and I tell you this and you get mad and want to do business right away. It's so retarded. You're not listening. You want to stay with all the chumps and the ghetto lenders and the ghetto education and not get any money? That's cool. Don't freaking call me. But if you're serious and you want to get big money and follow the steps, you will get big money. Now, one, you can't have a stolen corporation. That means you can't go buy it from all these fools on the internet that says, oh, our cheap internet corporation that's been dissolved 5,000 times, oh, you could buy it, blah, blah, blah. I got the same pricing or better, non-stolen. That work and can go straight into corporate credit, $1 to $3 million, or straight into being IPO in the stock market, get in the bank and promoted and be on the road show and go public. Those corps can't go near that, can't do anything. They can't get real funding. And if you get talked into buying all the business trade lines and all this NOPG stuff, well, just be looking to get robbed and not getting money. And this happens all the time. Or somebody calls up and said, that's my corporation, I need it back, or I'm going to sue you, blah, blah, blah. I get this call all the time, nonstop. But then all you guys idiots spent you're in your little cult, your little credit card, business credit card cult with all these little guys filling your brains full of stuff. So, and you call me and you want to do, how fast, what can you do with my corp? I have a 500 credit score. What can you do with my corp? I have a 650. What can you do with my corp? I have a 700 credit score, but I only have $300 accounts. I can't do nothing because you're stupid and you got crap for your personal credit. All corps have to have a hardcore personal credit, and then all the other things have to line up, and then I can set you into it. And what I mean, from the very basics, I'm going to give you the basics, but you need to contact me so you don't make mistakes and you go down the wrong path. So by the time we get you 1 to 3 rounds, personal, depends on where you are with the credit file, then we go into corporate the right way. And when I say the right way, we're cutting every bank back around $300,000 when they're going to want to lend you like $1 million to $1.5 million per place. But I don't want you getting in over your head, so I want to get you probably around $1 million first, make 3 months payments, then we'll go up higher, and then as it goes on, and get you into $10 million credit lines. I'll prove it to you. I could show it to you myself. But don't call me if you're with all these other people, your little cult, and you're going to just say, I have this crap, I want to go get business credit. What can you do for me? I'm not doing nothing for you. And it's $1,000 retainer up front, so I don't have to deal with all you retards. Ask me the dumb stuff, and you don't listen. That means you're going to pay and pay attention. So pay attention to that first, because I'm not going to go look at your corporation and look at your little $300 credit cards and spend my time going over your terrible credit when you can't even read or listen. But that's just a group of you. And you guys know you do this all the time. You call 24/7 and then you can't handle it and hang up, and then you call me back like 50 times a week all the time. So you're not my type of client. I need a client. And another thing is you're young. You're not that bright. I need a corporate owner, business owner with a real business. walk-in business, doing real business, not just shelf corp wannabe, rob the bank, and NOPG so you can think you can get away with it and not pay anybody back. You're not my client. I don't want you. I don't want any clients not paying anything back. That's not my thing. You need that type of money, you can just go do that through someone else, even if you get any money. Your little baby money, but your goal is to trick the system. Mine's not. So if you're a mature-minded, maybe there's 1 in 10 younger people that have the self-discipline and the self-respect and righteousness to understand how things work, then yeah, I'll work with you. But that's where we're at. So real business, you got to make a real business and all that kind of stuff. So now NOPG is not getting anything but vendor credit and store credit, and tier 1 and tier 2 building out, and you spend all your time and everywhere on the internet and get this credit card and that credit card. You know, that's all adding up to nothing. I mean, that's like you're being on the playground and someone's telling you how to play on the playground and be a, you know, how it's going to lead into something, or play PlayStation your whole life and you're going to be a pro race car driver, or like going to be a pro something. That doesn't equate to anything. That's just play. Pretend money, pretend business, pretend everything. And every real bank sees all that baby credit card crap, baby credit tier 1. They know right off the bat they're dealing with some ghetto, brain dead, mindless, unmanageable business, non-business person. Doesn't know how to run a business, doesn't know what he's doing for credit, and doesn't know how to do anything but lose money for the bank. That's what they see. That's what they're going to look at, and that's why you're never going to get the money doing it that way. So, to the point, personal credit rules. You need to have everything above 2,500. Really, everything above 5,000. You can have like one thing at 2,500. Okay, so I'm going to give you a list of primaries that are reporting. Some of them, yeah, quit reporting, but I'm going to give you a list of ones that are. So if you get anything less than 2,500, decline it. You call them back up, say, I need a reconsideration, blah, blah, blah. You do this like one time. I need 2,500 or above, or just don't get it. Okay, so like I said earlier, I'm going to update the new primaries list as we get into it, but you need to know the principles. Once you know the principles, then you can make your judgments on how to build it out. So you can put a rent reporting on there that reports to all 3 bureaus. You put a utility reporting. Even though they're smaller, they can come off later, so it's not going to damage you. So you can do rent reporting with experian.com and then TransUnion. That one's called eCredible, and Experian is experianboost.com. So you're going to do those. You need to get 700 FICO, at least 4 or 5 accounts over 5,000, make 3 months payments, and auto or a motorcycle. So technically you don't want any baby credit cards. If we're doing credit repair, I may take them off, but if they have age and they're on there, I'll leave them sometimes. But if the DTI is off or something's wrong with them, I'll just take them off. So really, you don't want any baby credit cards. But when you're coming to me to get funding or whatever, I'll do damage control in the first round, and then I'll line you up for the next round to get maximum funding, and then the next one. And that's when I'm taking to your bank. I've talked this before. Everybody never gets this point. Maximum funding ratio is that where I take you, you get the maximum amount every time. Except for the initial time when you bring it to me, because you didn't bring it to me the very first time. You went all over the internet and found out they can't get you crap. So by the time you wake up and realize it, or you tried it on your own, and you think, oh my gosh, I haven't got jack, and then you decide to go to me and I charge you a $1,000 retainer, well, don't get upset, because it's a $1,000 retainer, and it would have made you thousands of dollars if you came to me in the first place, because I get people a lot of money, and I do that so, one, you pay attention, and then two, I screen the people that will make the payments on the loans, because I've done it with no upfront money before, and just a group, handful, decide not to make any payments, and because I felt bad, I don't want anything on me, I had to go back and pay off their crap, and some other clients' crap, because I didn't want them involved with the losers. So yeah, it's $1,000 up front. So think I'm a scammer, I don't care. I don't give a crap what you think. I already know who I am. I know what the proof I have. I know what I do. I deliver to clients, and how I can say all this stuff up front, which nobody that is a scammer would say all this stuff, because I put it all out there so people know the truth. And do I have bad complaints? Yeah, I do, because competition tried to put me out of business for so many years since they couldn't. Now there's literally 20 companies by the name of Capital Cash because they couldn't get rid of me. So anyways, I'm the longest, been in the internet longer than anybody in financial, with the same website, same phone number, same everything. So, okay, enough of that soapbox. So the point is, you follow these rules and we go into funding. So let's talk about what primaries you can add that are actually working right now. Credit Strong is working. The $10,000, $5,000 one. I know a lot of people on the internet, they advertise and say there's like a 1 in a 3,000, I think, in there, or 1 in a 2,000 Credit Strong, and they tell you to add all these baby accounts. Primaries, don't even touch them, don't even add them. So you're going to add the 10 and the 5,000. And then if you're going to buy AUs, try to buy AUs from family members or people you know, or pay them so they stay on and they don't show up as closed by guarantor after 30, 40 days. So that's technically it. A 4 AU file without a car is about 50-50 chance of funding, maybe a 60-40 chance of funding. If you want to take that chance, you got to pay me $1,000, and then if it fails, you got to go back and add a car or back and get a primary with 3 months payments. But if you have, 4 or 5 primaries and a car, yeah, we're talking, like I've said in the other videos, like 50 to 150,000, depends on the size of the car and the history and your age and these things like that. Now, if you have other things on your file, which is better score and all that, compensating factors, yes, I can go all the way up to like $300,000-$400,000 per bureau if all things line up, and a lot of things have to line up, and it's a lot about what to do, what not to do, and the sequence and the things to make things work to get the most money. So people say, well, you want to look at my credit so I can tell you what I can get? Yeah, you pay me, I'll look at it, but I'm not looking at everybody's credit or the competition's credit just to educate them and tell everybody, or to actually tell a client and then him say, oh, I'll think about it. Well, I'm going to tell you up front just by what you tell me on the phone. I'm going to say your chances are this, and I'm going to say 700 credit score with you got 4 open accounts, like 4 primaries and auto. Yeah, we're like 90% chance we're getting funding anywhere from 50 to 200,000, maybe worst case if you got some issue in there, 30,000. So things go bad, like I tell everybody else, if you have too many inquiries, you got a negative like 5 years back, yes, they do affect things. I'll go back and take it off or whatever. We build a relationship. I don't disappear. I don't just take money and run. If it sounds too bad in the very beginning, I'll just say, well, go build it up, then come back to me. So it's a fair thing. So when I do look at it, I spend a lot of time on it. I make a path, and we do it, and we get the funding, and we keep going. It's 5% on the back end. That's nothing. But I get a lot of money, so it ends up making me a lot of money, and then I get you in corporate. Corporate is money, and then commercial real estate makes me a lot of money. Okay, so National Credit Direct is still reporting that's 5,000. Cornerstone is 4,000. Best Buy is 4,000. Fingerhut is 3,500. Okay, so those are some primary trade lines that do work. Not saying they're the only ones, but I'm going to give you a list of ones that quit reporting. Are AG Jewelers, Care Credit. Doesn't report, but if you have family and stuff, and you have kids that need medical, whatever, they'll give you up to 20,000. Doesn't matter how bad your credit is; they'll still give you money. Crown Jewelers, My Jewelers, Snap Finance doesn't report. New Coast Direct doesn't report. Tomo and Extra are really difficult, and I don't know if Tomo even reports that much anymore. Extra, I think, can report, but I've heard it's giving people a lot of difficulty. Shop Simplio will go up to 8,500, but I believe you have to do a lot of people will try and set it up on bi-month or bi-weekly payments and all these things. You'd have to be, there's no, that's affirm.com. It's 17.5, but they won't let you do it on. If you get approved for bi-weekly or 3-month payments, you have to just make sure and specify that you want it to report to all three bureaus, and you only want it if you can get that product. Shop Simplio is, some people say it's slower reporting. It takes a little while to show up. So when you call these places, make sure you ask them and verify and confirm, hey, are you still showing up? Because I've verified all these and they are showing up. But you want to ask them specifically how long it will take to get them to show up. So when you do sign up with them. So these two would probably be after you did all those. So the next thing, like I was mentioning, is you got your rent reporting that promote to all three bureaus is BoomPay, Esurant, and ClearNow. That's really good. Real Karma, rent reporters, credit boost these old ones. They only report to 1 and 2 bureaus. So if you have one of those, you might want to add a 3 bureau reporting one. Be aware that they will call the landlord, and the most I've seen them go back to is 2 years. Somebody on the internet says it went back like 20 years, but I think they're lying just to make a video. The most I've ever seen is 2 years. So whatever, get the maximum you can, but I doubt the guy probably wasn't even 25 or 20, 5 years old make the video, so there's no way he got 20 years on there. But anyhow, okay, so you got Experian, TransUnion, you got your rent reporting. Okay, so now if you do have an auto and you have got some dings on your credit, you want to build it up and you want to add primaries, great. Well, go back and refinance your auto. Even if you have a little bad credit, you might have to pay down a down payment. So that will give you a boost. If it's not too bad, if you're like 680, 650 range, you probably don't need a down payment, so that will just boost your credit by the refinance of the auto. And same with the school loans, even if it's in forbearance, whatever, refinance it with Mohila. You can do the basically the school loan forgiveness plan. I think the only thing sort of good Obama did was that. I mean, if you don't make $30,000 a year, it goes away in like 20 years, but whatever, you go, or you just refinance it and throw it back into deferment or whatever, forbearance. Okay, so that's that. So now let's talk about buying the auto. When you're going to go buy the auto, the best place, like you want to check out my auto video. I've got like all the lenders to go to, the best ones. Well, one of the best ones, probably the best one, is Navy Federal for the auto. But when you do the auto, you would probably do it this way. You're going to go with the auto loan, and you're going to see how much you get approved for. And if they say you have a down payment, say $5,000 or $4,000 or even $1,000, you want to put up the money. So whatever the down payment is, you're going to go into the Navy Federal credit builder loan. They call it a pledge loan, and you're going to put up the down payment in that. So it needs to be a $4,000 minimum to get 60 months payments. So you can get 2 loans out of 1. And before I said self-lender cards are bad in general, but this is actually pretty good because it's Navy Federal and it reports, and you get 2 loans for 1 instead of just doing a down payment. You get a down payment plus personal loan, and there's no amount maximum, so you can do like, well, you probably wouldn't want to go less than $4,000. I mean, maybe $3,000 minimum, because you anything less than 3 absolute tops. But ideally, you do like $5,000 minimum down payment, and it gets 60 months. Once you pay it off, you could pay it off in like 3 to 4 months or whatever, because you already got the money, and then you could do it like, you know, up to 10 times and build up your file really easily. So you would call Navy Federal, talk to them about that. They have a secured credit card, but I wouldn't do the credit card because you need the loan side of things to get into a stronger strength on your file, because everybody's getting credit cards and all you do, and it weakens the file. You need to get loans, build that thing up. Once you come to me for funding, I only get credit lines and loans. I don't get credit card garbage and trash out your file, and I get maximum funding ratio, so you can go from the maximum level to the next maximum level and on up. So once you get into the corporate realm, you're getting into $1 to $3 million loans. And that brings me to another topic. back to the corporate side or the business funding side. Business funding side, there's basically real business funding, loans, and lines of credit. So if you're a real business owner and you want to get loans and lines of credit, there is NOPG funding, which is based off your bank statements. It's 30% interest per day on the daily pay. You can pancake them and get 4 or 5 of them and basically walk the tightrope over the alligators and run your business that way and keep an eye on your cash flow and just pray you never drop below and get them all frozen and really screw up yourself. But there's that. Real business loans and lines of credit. I mean, for real business owners, you should call me. If you're doing a corp, a shelf corp and everything, you have to have a real location. It cannot be no P.O. box. It can't be your home address. And you have to have a real business going. And you'd probably want to hire me early so you get everything lined up and in order and in the right industry and not a stolen corp and not one that's dissolved a million times and not one that's jacked up with somebody's fake trade lines or the baby trade lines or all these things that are the red flag that can tell everybody it's not going to get funding. Just saying. So, I hope everybody understands this point because I get this call like 5,000 times a week. Anyways, so let's go over the personal rules one more time. Nothing less than 5,000. I mean, maybe you could do one thing at like 2,500, but you would want to have most everything at like 5,000 above. You got to get the auto, the rent reporting, and utility reporting is good. You need at least a 700 FICO. You need to have at least 4 open accounts, 3 months payments, no baby credit cards. I probably erase some of them if you have them, unless they have some age to it, and I don't know. It depends how bad you did it. I mean, baby credit cards in general are pretty bad. Closed by guarantor is pretty bad. If you come to me for credit repair, or you come to me for funding and you have a 700 credit score or a 680 credit score and it's been dropping and you got a 30-day late like last month, forget it, because it's not getting any funding because a 30-day late is worse than the bankruptcy. So that thing's got to either come off, which it's not coming off if it's an auto or it's a secured asset. I can't remove it from your credit report because it's just going to repo your car or repo the furniture, whatever it is. So like I didn't mention, there is some furniture trade lines that can go on, but you probably want to call them and make sure they report. There's a whole handful on the internet that are furniture related, and you would need to buy the furniture, but you could contact those and add them as a primary too. But on those 30-day late things or mortgages, unless you hire me for a whole nother level of credit repair, I could fix it and turn it to good, but that's different. But on your normal cost of credit repair, a 30-day late on an asset like a car or your furniture, you're going to have to pay it off first, then I take it off or turn it positive. Like credit school loans, I could turn 30-day late, 60-day late, or whatever positive. And if you have a past history like 30, 60, 90-day, 120 lates back like 3 or 4 years ago, or bankruptcy way back in there and your score's gotten better, yeah, that needs to go. That needs to come off. I mean, if you're desperate, you need to do a round of funding. Maybe we get like, probably could get maybe half of what you could have got, or none. Just depends how bad everything else is. So these are the rules. Business credit, corporate credit. In order to get 1 to 3 million, we would need to do personal funding the right way at maximum funding ratio. On a clean file, at least 3 rounds. Then, if everything looks good and all the funding came out right and you didn't go get a bunch of baby credit cards or screw up anything in the middle and just run off on your own and destroy it, then, yeah, we go right into business corporate funding. And that's how that works. I know some people say you need money and everything. I understand, but like when you're getting information from people that don't even know how the real finance of corporate credit, real business loans really work, they tell you the wrong information. I mean, all these people are, say, business lenders out there, and they specialize in getting you the daily pay loans. Those aren't even business loans. I mean, that's play business. That's really dealing in like the pawn shop, car title, you know, low level, high risk, blowing shotgun holes into your business credit. I mean, that it's flagging your credit, so you'll never be able to get out of those loans into a real loan or business line of credit without putting up your house or something if you do that. Now, if you're a really hardcore business owner and you've been around in business for a long time, you probably want to give me a call and how we can get you set up to get into the real business loans on 30-day payments at low interest rates and credit lines. Okay? So there's ways to get things. I mean, you have to have everything lined up, and there's a lot of things that need to line up. Same with personal and then the business side and the corporate side. So if you're interested in doing it, how to get the maximum funding and the maximum money, then give me a call. But if you're just like one of those little kids that run around with the Colt, then don't call me, because you don't want to listen and you're damaging your file and you're not getting it set up. All right, so that's that for the business side. Primary trade lines are Credit Strong, National Credit Direct, Cornerstone, Best Buy, Finger Hut. The auto or two, or an auto and a motorcycle, whatever car you get doesn't matter, just as long as it reports. Get your school loans refinanced. They build your credit up. They're really good. Your rent reporting and your utility, that's good. Maybe AUs from people you know, or I mean, I'll try not to buy them because they're going to expire. So if you're going to pay somebody you know. Primary trade lines, aged primary trade lines. If someone's trying to sell you aged primary trade lines, like an aged auto primary trade line, yeah, sounds great, like a unicorn. But you would have to see before and after live log and proof and get them to do a pay after. So most people, if they advertise that, they're just straight up lying. So I'm not sure I would even waste my time trying to do it. But theoretically, yes, if the unicorn did work and showed up, it would be nice. But so many people abuse that program. I mean, you have to have a 1,000 minimum upload and a site visit, and then the bureau is going to call all those 1,000 people that were in, not all of them, but like a large amount of the ones in the upload. So in order for age primary trade line to work, they all have to lie, and there's really 99.9% chance it's not going to work. Yes, maybe 1 in 1,000 would work. I don't know. And the whole primary trade line theory about buying past debt and change to positive, that's the biggest lie in the book. That does never work. I don't care who they are, they're not. That doesn't work. That's a full-blown story. If you buy debt, you can collect on them and things, but there's no way you can resell it and have the bureaus change it to positive. That just doesn't work. All right, so I hope this helps everybody get their files built. I mean, those primary trade lines with the auto, that's a good start. I mean, the rent and a school loan, that's good. And utility reporting, I mean, those are good. If you buy authorized users, just be careful. I mean, I would try to get some from people you know, or if you say you have some to trade with, like I said on my other video, I have clients with good accounts. If you have some good accounts with good history, I could just straight up set you up with them, and you guys could, I'll give you both each other's number, and you guys could report each other's and trade your primary trade lines if they're good and you have some good ones. and build each of your files up together so you won't have to pay for it. All right, so that pretty much covers everything. If you have any more questions, I guess give me a call. Or if you want to get credit repair or get into commercial real estate, which is really hot right now, give me a call at 312-473-4163. Thanks.
Power, realize your power, finding out myself, finding out myself. Power, realize your power, finding out myself, finding out myself.
Go where you wanna go, do what you're gonna do what you wanna do, go where you wanna go. Get on with it, come on, get on with it, come on, get on with it, come on, get on with it. It's what I say, what I say. Listen what I say, listen what I say, listen what I say, what I say. Get on with it, come on, get on with it. I go left, you go right, live it up, dance all night. I go left, you go right, live it up, dance all night. I go left, you go right, live it up, dance all night. I go left, you go right. Baby, you're gon' be mine. Baby, you looking so fine. Baby, you gon' be mine. Baby, you looking so fine. Baby, you're gon' be mine. Baby, you looking so fine. Baby, you gon' be mine. Baby, you looking so fine. I go left, you go right, live it up, dance all night. I go left, you go right, live it up, dance all night. I go left, you go right, live it up, dance all night. Go right, live it up, dance on, get on top now, get on top, get on top, get on top, yeah.
Power, realize your power, finding out myself, finding out myself.
I go left, you go right, live it up, dance all night. I go left, you go right, dance all night. I go left, you go right.
Power, realize your power, finding out myself, finding out myself. Power, realize your power, finding out myself, finding out myself.
Go where you wanna go, do what you're gonna do what you wanna do, go where you wanna go. Get on with it, come on, get on with it, come on, get on with it, come on, get on with it. It's what I say, what I say. Listen what I say, listen what I say, listen what I say, what I say. Get on with it, come on, get on with it. looking so fine. Baby, you gon' be mine. Baby, you looking so fine. I gon' let you go right, live it up, dance all night. I gon' let you go right, live it up, dance all night. I gon' let you go right, live it up, dance all night. I gon' let you go right, live it up, dance all night. Get on top now, get on top, get on top, get on top, yeah.
Power, realize your power. Finding out myself, finding out myself.
I gon' let you go right, live it up, dance all night. I gon' let you go right, live it up, dance all night. I gon' let you go right, live it up, dance all night. I gon' let you go right, live it up, dance all night. I gon' let you go right, live it up, dance all night. I gon' let you go right, live it up, dance all night. I gon' let you go right, live it up, dance all night. I gon' let you go right.